For the first time, the Madison mayoral candidates gathered for a forum at the Sequoia Library, addressing questions and introducing themselves to voters. NBC 15's Colton Molesky attended the forum, speaking with each of the candidates ahead of the event. Colton?
Marie, each of the candidates I spoke with discussed issues like public safety, transit, housing, and fiscal responsibility for the city. It was also a chance to learn why each candidate is running for the position of Madison's next mayor.
I got frustrated about the middle of December on watching money get wasted, mostly in tearing out infrastructure that we put in.
I am really concerned about the current leadership and how we're moving forward as a city.
You know now if I'm saying I'm going to work on something for 4 years, that's what you're going to get.
3 candidates, 3 reasons for joining the race for mayor of Madison. The 2 challengers voicing concerns over the direction of the city, while Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway points to her past years in the position as the reason to bring her back.
They know what we've been working on over the past 4 years, and perhaps most importantly that I worked on the things that I promised that I would work on.
The forum held at Sequoia Library on Madison's west side gave voters a chance to ask questions and find out more about the people vying for the position. Long-term government employee Scott Kerr shared concerns about new transit plans.
Measures that we installed to make pedestrian safety a priority is now being removed so that we can run the bus lane against the curb.
While former Deputy Mayor Gloria Reyes looks to improve transparency in government.
We definitely have to work on our transparency in government and communications, and we're just not seeing that right now from the mayor's office.
Now, it's important to note these are the candidates on the ballot. I also spoke to the write-in candidate, Daniel Howell, at the forum, who says he is ready for the challenge that comes with running a race as a write-in candidate. The spring primary is scheduled for Tuesday, February 21st. The top 2 candidates move on to the election in April. In studio, Colton Molesky, NBC 15 News.